Welcome back to the Heal and Restore podcast with your host, me, Randy, and of course, the most beautiful,
Aw,
precious Mrs. Cathy Boyd,
thank you,
the
honey.
hostess with the mostest.
Oh,
We're
thanks.
getting to, you're welcome. Yeah, you hear it every day,
I know.
right? You think you get tired of it, but you don't.
Oh, I enjoy it.
You enjoy
I'll
it.
take it.
We're dedicated to helping couples and individuals strengthen their relationships through healing,
Yeah.
growth, and honest conversation,
Yes.
which is the most important part of growing a relationship.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And keeping a long-term marriage or relationship together.
Having it be active, yeah. That's so good.
Right. We dive into topics like communication, forgiveness, intimacy, family, and emotional connection.
Mhm.
Because healthy love starts with a healthy heart.
Yeah.
Tune in each week and take the next step towards restoring what matters most.
Yeah, that's good. So what are we talking about this week?
This week we're talking about the power of listening, why hearing each other matters more than talking. The key word in all that was hearing.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's not talking, it's hearing.
Yeah. So every week we do dive into real conversations that help you heal, they help you grow and strengthen your relationship.
Yes, and today we're talking about something that seems simple, but it's one of the hardest things to practice consistently,
Yeah.
and that is listening.
Yeah, that's good.
Not just hearing the words, but truly listening with your heart to understand what your mate, what your partner, what your spouse is trying to, or not trying, is communicating to
Yeah,
you.
no, that's good. That's so good because if we're honest, most of us think that we're better listeners than we actually are. That's me for a long time, and still can be today. But I know I've caught myself listening while really planning on what I'm going to say next. And that, I think, is one of the most common things that we hear. Not only have we each experienced that, we hear that from our clients as well.
I think not all, but most people, that's what they do. They take after the first one or two sentences, they don't hear anything else after that except wah, 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 because they're trying to formulate a thought or a solution for a problem that hasn't even been presented. Right. So, I've been guilty of it too for many, many years. But when we don't truly listen, our spouse feels unheard, unseen, and unloved. And that creates a lot of distance in your marriage.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
No. So there's a lot of reasons that happens.
Yeah,
right?
No, that's really good.
So, our first segment, we're going to be talking about why, this is critical, why does listening really matter?
Yeah, no, that's
why
really
does listening really matter?
Well, here's the thing. This is what I love. Listening is love in action. And we talk about action all the time. We have to get in action to get to work through things. So listening is love in action. And it says, you matter to me. Your words are worth my full attention. So take action because you matter to me and your words are worth my full attention.
After all, you're listening to your spouse or your partner, right?
Yeah.
So, exactly, this is what the Bible says. The Bible even says in James 1:19, be quick to listen, be slow to speak, and slow to become angry. God knew that listening has the power to prevent conflict and deepen connection.
That's good. That's good. So when we listen well, it just reminds me, it allows us to communicate with respect, with care, and validation.
Right.
Now, on the flip side of that, if we fail to listen, our spouse can feel invisible, even if we didn't mean for them to. And that's happened so many times, is that we're not realizing what the opposite of listening does to our spouse.
No, we're not. It's like, it's telling them, I'm not that important to you.
Right.
You don't care about me. You don't care about how I feel, but you want me to care about how you feel.
Right.
So you don't care about how I feel.
Right. No, that's so true.
One of the things that's really important to learn is intuitive listening, right? In other words, what we want to do when we're talking with our listening, when we're having a conversation with our partner or our spouse, is listen to the deeper meaning of what is being said.
That's good.
This is where you really got to be hearing what they're saying. Don't just Yeah, don't be a passive listener, okay? And then what is a person's body language telling us? That's another key. You got to watch their body language, right? That's going to tell us a lot. Capture key phrases and get curious about those statements. And that word curious is one of the best words you can put in your arsenal when it comes to communication. You want to listen with curiosity, that way you really hear what they're saying, and therefore you can ask curious questions rather than telling them or advising them.
I love that. That's one of the things that we've learned we've gotten much better at.
Yeah, we're getting a lot better at.
And we want we share that with our clients as well.
Right.
So it's really good.
And then we got to know what are the person's core beliefs. Right.
That's important.
That could be a whole nother subject. Right? Yeah. We talked about that. And just listen. No telling or fixing. Yeah. They're coming to us. They just need to talk. They more than likely haven't asked you to fix them, right? Or tell them anything. If they don't ask you for feedback or advice or to help them, you're just ears for them right there. A lot of times what we have found to be very true is that all people need to do is be heard. That's all they need is to be heard.
They just want somebody to hear them. So that's really good. So another area of listening, communication, things of that nature is the tone of voice. And we talk about this quite often. So I'm going to do this little example. I'm going to read the words, I love you. And I'm going to place the emphasis on just a few words that are here. So as I read this, there's 4 of them I'm going to read. The first word that I'm going to emphasize is the word I. So in the word I love you, I'm going to say, I love you.
You do.
Thank you. The second one, I'm going to place the emphasis on the word love. I love you.
Well, that makes me feel good.
And then the third one, I'm going to place the emphasis on the word you. I love you.
You mean little old me?
Yes.
Just little old me?
And then the fourth one, I'm going to place the emphasis on the word I and you. So I love you. So we can see how our tone of voice, just by using those words and placing emphasis on certain words that we're speaking, create a different tone of voice.
So that last one says that you, the person that I admire and want to love me, really do love me.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tone of voice is so, so important when it comes to that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about common barriers to listening. I mean, there are barriers to a lot of things that we do, but we can't change what we're not aware of.
No.
So common barriers to listening are going to be really important as well.
So let's talk about some of these barriers. Some of the more obvious ones are, number one is like distractions, right? When you want to sit down and have a conversation with your spouse or partner, turn the TV off, right? Put your phone away, put your computer away. Just sit down and be 100% physically present.
Yeah.
We're physically present but mentally absent.
That's good.
Okay. And you want to say something there?
No, I love this next little thing that you're going to be doing here, because there are some villains when it comes to barriers.
Well, we call them the verbal villains, right?
Yeah,
Number
good.
Number one is the robber. Snatches the story and makes it all about them. Right? They might listen to 1 or 2 sentences and then all of a sudden, blah, blah, they go on about themselves. It's
right.
Like, okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you obviously don't care what I have to say.
Yeah, that's good.
Number 2, the historian. Triggers memories of the listener.
Right.
And so as a historian, you're listening and then all of a sudden they go, I remember when that happened to me and blah, 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 blah. When I was...
Yeah.
Taking the attention off of them.
Right.
Oh, here's the one. The integrity.
No,
Interrogator. Interrogator. Right? A million questions. Why? Why'd you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why? Right? Got to stay away from them people. And then you got the labeler, right? Attaches labels to the person. Oh, so you're one of those people. Oh, you're just a little whiner all the time. Oh, you're a victim. Oh, you this, or you that. You think you're all this, right? You think you're special. You're unique, right? Come on.
And on it can go.
And then we got the general Barks command. Straighten up there, kid. Come on. You can do better than that. You know better, right? Or the quick change artist. Now what they do is they completely dodge the subject.
Yeah,
right.
That's me.
They're called the Dodger, right?
Yeah.
Not the Dodger baseball game team, but
I know.
You know what I'm saying.
You know, I think we can, if we're honest with ourselves, I think each of us has fallen into some of these labels, these verbal villains at some time or another. And I think we all have. I think we have to be out of denial to realize how we're showing up when we're supposed to be listening.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good. So we have to guard.
We must guard against these villains as they listen.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Remember, you're sitting down with your spouse or partner, and it's about them when they come and say, I want to talk to you about things that are on my mind.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to be able to listen to them.
Yeah.
If they want advice or they want feedback, they'll ask for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, besides verbal villains, the second area that can be a common barrier against listening is assumptions. We think that we already know what our spouse is going to say, so we cut them off and stop listening halfway. Hello. You can just put my name before that, because I tend to do that quite often. And I know what it is for me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let's get to the point, let's get to the bottom, let's move. And so I end up jumping in, and I do it quite often. So I'm telling you right here, I'm sorry. I'm going to work on that.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
So we've got the verbal villains, we've got the assumptions. What's the next one?
And that next one is self-focus, right? Instead of listening, right? One of the verbal villains, we're preparing our defense or comeback.
Yeah.
We're making it all about us. We're taking it personal, right? Becomes about winning instead of understanding. And when your spouse or partner, when you work with couples, they come to you saying, I have something I would like to talk to you about, and it's things that I am feeling has nothing to do with you, but we still want to take it personal.
Yeah, and we want to take defense to it.
And it's all about me.
So one of the things we want to remember is when these barriers show up, that's when conflict escalates. Mm-hmm. So we have to be aware of what the barriers are so that we can avoid that, because when we remove them, we deepen our connection with each other.
And part of that is, in the new book I'm writing right now, it's taking things personally. Again, quit taking things personally.
Right.
But when these things arise and it becomes a conflict, right, it's because of a trigger.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole other category.
It's a whole other category, but it generally
it's usually an underlying
issue. Generally has nothing to do with the conversation that's going on at the time.
Right. So, we just want to be aware of those common barriers. Yes. I'm just going to repeat them because I think they're great. We have the verbal villains. We have assumptions, self-focus. So there's just 3 of them right there.
And distractions.
Well, that falls under that. That falls under those villains. So, as we get into this next one, we need to know, how do we become a better listener? Why do we have to be a better listener? Yes. Why listen?
Yes.
We think got all the answers, but here's why we listen, and this is really, really important.
Very important.
It communicates that we honor, love, and accept the person that we're talking with. And there's nothing more valuable than realizing that you're being loved, you're being accepted, you're being honored in that moment. And it's also a sacrificial gift to others. Mm-hmm. We're teaching others, and we're when somebody is giving me the listening ear, I'm able to be a better listener as well.
Well, like you say, it's a sacrificial gift, and that's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Because at that point in time, you become a listener. We're sacrificing our own needs. Mm-hmm. We're sacrificing ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not, it's not about me. It's about my partner or my spouse. Mm-hmm. It is literally a sacrifice.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
And it's not a bad sacrifice. It's a good sacrifice.
It's a healthy sacrifice.
It's a healthy sacrifice, right.
Yeah, and the other reason we want to be a good listener is that it diffuses tension and it disarms defenses. So if we can be calm and be a good listener, we're not going to get into these tensions, and as long as we're working on these things.
And part of that's a good point, that it diffuses tensions and disarms defenses, right? Mm-hmm. So part of it is this, is that if we're in this conversation and our partner or spouse is talking about something and we feel, well, I'm getting triggered, I'm becoming defensive, I'm getting all this stuff, whoa, just take a time out. Mm-hmm. Because remember, this conversation has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Right?
It's about being a listener to the other person.
Just because a person feels a certain way doesn't mean they're gonna act.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's so good. I love your input, honey.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So then, how do we actually listen better?
Yeah.
Here's some really simple they're simple.
We say simple, but they take practice.
They take practice and practical tools that we can all practice on.
Practical tools is practice over and over again.
That's right.
So one of the first things we want to do is eye contact. Hello. We need to put our phone down. We've talked about this. We need to look at our spouse and show them that you're all in. Right. It's like being present with eyes.
And so here's the important part of that eye contact. I know for a lot of people, there's things that happen in one's life where they really have a hard time looking at their partner.
That's good.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. But do your best, because remember, your partner or your spouse, they're like you say, they are your partner. Mm-hmm. They're your teammate. They're your soulmate. They're your best friend. Right? You guys are unified. You're one.
Yeah.
So
even if it's a little glance every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was one that can never look anybody in the eye, but now even like when I speak, I can look everybody in the eye.
And I think even if eye contact is something that's hard, because it is for some people, it's just maybe a gentle touch, like a touch their knee or their shoulder, or something that lets them know that they're connected to them. Because eye contact is a connection.
It's a deep connection, really deep connection.
What's the second one, honey?
And then the second one is to reflect back or mirror back. So in other words, repeating your own words, what you heard. So what I'm hearing is that you feel, right? That helps your spouse feel understood and gives them a chance to clarify.
Right.
So you don't have to
you don't have to say it all verbatim.
Yeah, you don't have to say it verbatim, but the gist of what they're saying, make sure you can repeat that back to them. And therefore, if it comes across, no, that's kind of not really what I meant, they can clarify it. Right. It keeps everything right on top.
Yeah, it keeps everything cohesive in the conversation. Right, exactly. And that's really important. Right. And then the third thing we can do is ask questions instead of defending. And sometimes my old behavior was defend everything, but I've learned that asking questions is going to simplify my listening skills. And so an example of that might just be, can you tell me more about why you felt that way?
Yeah.
Have an understanding, because now it builds curiosity. There's our word again, curiosity instead of conflict. So I've invited you in to tell me more about why you're feeling a certain way.
And Cathy has, now that you're saying this right now, I'm seeing how much you're doing that anymore. And to be honest with you, at times, it's like, so tell me more about that. It's like, oh, shoot. Okay. It's difficult because now she's inviting you to open up. Yeah. She's inviting me to open up.
There's more vulnerability involved, and transparency involved in the conversation, which brings you closer together.
And Cathy's not asking me, tell me more about that to find more to pick on me about.
No.
It's curiosity. She wants to understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And if we can get to that in your relationship with your partner and your spouse, that's where you want to be. That's where good, healthy communication is really going to boost your guys' relationship.
Yeah. Vulnerability and transparency bring us together. So ask those questions instead of defending. Right.
So, and then finally on this, the most important one, this is the one that saved my life, to be honest with you, was to validate.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you don't agree.
Yeah.
Okay. You can still say, I can see why you feel that way. Right? Yeah. Validation is not the same as agreement, but it creates safety. And when I say that word validate saved my life, all my life, my feelings were never validated. In fact, it was met with a lot of cruelty.
Right.
When I got in with my therapist, Deborah, and then Betty Ford, they validated all those feelings. They said, you have a right to feel that way, Randy. If you didn't, after what happened to you, you better be angry.
And as a result of being validated, it created a safe space for you to start your healing journey.
Exactly.
And that is so, so huge.
I had a client just, I met with him, this person this week. Boy, was he angry. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine, let it go. That's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. I don't care. We need to get angry once in a while.
And be validated.
And be validated. And even as coaches, we sit with people, get angry.
Yeah.
You have to get angry. It's
Absolutely.
okay. Because if you don't get angry, then you stuff it and it comes out as rage.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few more steps in this process that I like to. And one of these things that we need to really take into consideration and start applying is making marriage about me instead of we.
Yeah.
So that sounds weird. Making marriage about me instead of we. So here's what we're doing. If you have chatter in your head and it's all about you, what you look like or how you messed up something, what you have on your schedule, is your verbal communication all about you? And remember that whatever you're going through, your spouse or your partner is also going through it too. Yeah. So it's really not all about you. So that making marriage about me instead of we have to be careful of that.
Right.
Because that can create conflict. So remember, your partner's in it with you. It's not all about you. It's we. We're in it together.
This is where even the communicator has to be aware of this, right? Because it's like, it's okay to talk about your feelings. But the way we approach our partner or spouse is, when you do this, I feel this way. That's an accusation. Yeah. So it's like, even as the partner that needs to start the conversation, the other day when we had this conversation, I was feeling like whatever it was. Okay, that's inviting.
Yeah.
There's no accusation. There's no you. As soon as you say the word "you,"
the defenses all go up. So
right?
Remember, we're in it together, and I think that's the main thing here. It's not about me. It's about we. Our conversations need to be together.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, and then the next one is, take your spouse's viewpoint and make their day.
Yeah.
For goodness sakes, get your ego and pride out the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So
make it inviting.
and no is not being codependent.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not being codependent. Yeah. Okay. Just make your partner feel like she or he is the best thing in the world right now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Instead of wondering what your spouse or partner is going to do for you, what do you do something your spouse or partner will appreciate.
Yeah, that's
Don't
good.
worry. If you're doing a comparison thing, I'll do this for you, but you better do this for me.
That's not going to help.
That's
not going to help in communication at all.
That doesn't work at all. Don't get caught up in the what's in it for me trap.
Right.
Right? That kind of goes back to the last one. If you continue in the pattern of being more generous and thoughtful towards your spouse or partner, eventually they will say or do something in response. Cathy and I work really hard on making each other number one.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? It's not always easy, but we work hard at it, because that way we're both number one and we don't get so offended all the time. Yeah, I'm the worst at being offended because I'm still working on some triggers, right?
That's good.
And remember, this is the important part. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Words are just words. Actions are like a megaphone.
No, that's good. Yeah, so I think those are real key things. And I know that these are things that aren't communicated, but they are communicated by our actions.
Yes.
And I think that's the actions as part of your communication. Not just speaking and listening, but actually following through.
Right.
It's part of that communication.
So next segment here we're going to talk about is very important. Is faith and reflections.
Yeah. So when we're practicing listening, when we practice our listening,
this is important.
I love this. We are mirroring the heart of God.
Yes.
So he listens to our prayers with patience, compassion, and love. So if we're listening to our spouse or partner and we're mirroring the heart of God, we should also be listening with patience, compassion, and love.
And I don't know I got to keep on going back and remind me. I think it's Philippians 5:13, somewhere in that area, paraphrasing the scripture. Be Christ-minded in all that we do. Not Christ-like, because we're not Christ, but be Christ-minded. Have the mind of Christ.
Mirror the heart of God.
Mirror the
That's
heart
what
of
it says here.
Yeah.
Mirror the heart of God.
The heart of God.
Listen with patience, compassion, and love. I love that.
Right.
So faith and reflection are all tied into listening as well.
Yes, and when we slow down to listen to each other the same way, we're bringing a piece of God's love into our marriage.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And I got to say this. Lately, I've been able to go to Cathy and sit down with some situations, nothing major, but say, hey, Like for instance, we had to do some modifications in my truck bed with my camper I built. So I wasn't sure how to go about moving forward. It means I took it all apart. So I was able to go and just sit down and say, Kath, what do you think? Right? Just what here's what I'm thinking. What do you think, and what do you think? And by me being able to talk to her that way, what I thought I was going to do, I'm not going to do. I'm doing just the opposite because it seems silly.
Yeah.
Right. So being able to go to your partner and have those kind of conversations is really, really, really important.
And again, you slowed down and you were willing to listen and be vulnerable, and you brought God's love into our marriage because it was a healthy, beautiful conversation. I love that. Right. So we have some reflection questions for you as our listeners, and as we close out each of our episodes, I love that we've started implementing this because I think it really opens up our heart. It gives us some journaling prompts as well throughout the week. So I have 3 questions for you to reflect on, and the first one is: when my spouse talks, am I really listening, or am I just preparing my reply? So that'd be a great journaling question.
Yeah, really good, yeah.
The second one is: what distractions do I need to put aside to be a better listener? Because I think if we're honest, there's so much in our hands all the time, technology and everything else, that there's a lot more distractions than there used to be 20 or 30 years ago.
And
for sure.
I'm going to be really bold on this one. So many people are more focused on making money that to put anything down that's going to cause them to miss a step in their
career of
some sort is really difficult. But again, if you are a believer in God, a Christian, and even if you're not, I want you to understand something. Your number one most important ministry is your family,
right? Yeah,
not your job.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And then the final question I have for you is: what's one simple step that you can take this week that will show your spouse that they have your full attention? So what's one simple step you can take this week that you can show your spouse that they have your full attention? So there you go.
That's right. Just one.
Yeah.
You don't have to do something every day. One simple step.
No.
There's this classic meme that I heard, and it's like, I'm going to take Kathy out again, all right? And we get in the car and we're going, and where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I'm taking you out. Where do you want to go? Right? And
I'm sure others have this conversation.
This is a typical conversation almost every one of our couples has. So one way you can kind of get away with this is like, hey, Kath, what's the name of that restaurant that you've been wanting to go to for a long time? I can't remember the name of it.
He did it. He had a good one on me.
I did it, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right? She goes, oh, I wanted to go to the Italian food. I go, okay, that's where we're going then. I mean, it's really that simple. It's not that difficult to do. Right?
So good. So friends, listening is one of the simplest and most powerful ways that you can strengthen your relationship. So think about that. Listening is one of the simplest and most powerful ways you can strengthen your relationship.
Absolutely. And we'd love for you to practice one of these tools this week and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
You can email us for your free Better Listening and Marriage Worksheet at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com. It's free. We're not going to slam you with emails. Just send us an email saying, can we please have the Better Listening and Marriage Worksheet, and we will send it to you.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And then if this episode did encourage you, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a couple who could use some hope and encouragement, because we all can use some hope and encouragement. Right. So pass it along, share it with somebody.
What I want to do right now is I want to just pray a real simple short prayer. Right? And it's just this: God, help couples to slow down, to listen well, and love deeply through the conversation.
Yes.
Give them that opportunity to learn how to listen, just for the sake of listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pray these things in your name, amen.
Amen. Beautiful.
Real short and simple.
Yeah, love that. Yeah.
So, as we close another episode of the Heal and Restore podcast, we'd like to invite you to check out our books on Amazon. Number one is Healing the Wounded Child Within, written by, all these books are written by me and or Kathy. And that one is Sharing the Healing from the Pain of Abuse, right? The second one, all these books I'm going to mention are available on Amazon, our website, paperback, Kindle, and Audible.
Yep.
Okay. So Healing the Wounded Child Within. Next is How to Heal and Restore Your Marriage, a 4-step process to restore the most important relationship. No, your marriage can always use a little help. So don't
get a little help from your friends, and that's us. Let us help you.
It's called contempt prior to investigation if you deny it, right? The renewing bonds, 7 steps to restoring your relationship.
Yep.
Hearts reunited, steps to restore love and intimacy.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? We got the 30-day devotional to wholeness, which is a great devotional. At the end of every devotional, there's 3 to 4 contemplative steps you can answer. And it's good to read with your spouse, and you can talk those questions together, about those questions together. And the most recent one is The Healing Path, a survivor's guide to healing from abuse. And that is being done on Audible right now.
Yeah.
All of these books can be found on Amazon or at our website, www.healandrestorecounseling.com.
Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to talk about this here. Just at Heal and Restore Counseling, we pride ourselves in the journey that we journey with you on. So we believe healing happens best in relationships. And so in addition to the guidance offered in our books, we understand the value of walking alongside someone on their journey. And so that's why we have offered our 1-hour complimentary discovery session, no cost, freebie deebie. And it's an opportunity for you to share where you are and what you're looking for in coaching, as well as getting to know us a little bit as well. We have found that this is a powerful first step in building that trust. Yes. So as you begin your path towards healing, we want to be able to connect with you, make sure we're the right fit. And so if you're considering coaching, I'm going to really encourage you to go to our website at healandrestorecounseling.com, sign up for that free complimentary 1-hour discovery session. And really all it takes is your 1 hour of your time, and we're more than happy to give you 1 hour of our time too. So that's it.
That's right. And I want to add too that if you are watching these podcasts, please subscribe, like, follow, and pass these on to whoever you think, even if you don't think they need it. Just pass it on.
You can find them on YouTube. They're uploaded on YouTube each week, so you check out our YouTube channel for that as well. So thank you again for joining us today. Remember that listening is love in action. And that was one of the key takeaways for me, is listening is love in action. So until next time, keep choosing connection over disconnection.
I like that.
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that one, Jesse?
Keep choosing connection over disconnection, because our whole purpose in life is to connect with each other.
Connect with each other and our community.
Yes, absolutely. That's good.
So, remember this. If nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Cathy does.
But more importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.